Hey guys, we're here in my neck of the woods. We're here on the windward side of Oahu in Kailua at Lanikai Brewing.
So if you're ready to check it out, stay tuned. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Trey.
And today we are at Lanikai Brewing Company. This is very local to where Trey lives, literally a stone throw away. This is the last stop on our Oahu beer tour, so I'm super stoked to check it out.
Yeah, so we're smack dab in the middle of Kailua town. This place has their own brew house. They have a tasting room. We're going to explore both of them. So, let's have some beer.
My name's Steve Haumschild. I'm a co-founder of Lanikai Brewing, and I do anything that the company needs to be done, from cleaning the floors to brewing the beer to going to the events. So Lanikai got started back in the late 2010s as actually a business plan competition for a master's program at the University of Hawaii. So we pitched it as an ecologically responsible brewing in Hawaii, who has all these beautiful resources from waste to energy and sunlight and different ways that we could capitalize on Hawaii's resources. And it turned out that we really wanted to go ahead and build it after that business plan competition, and we did. So we've kind of stuck true to it and been really responsible ecologically with everything that we do, from our trash to our sourcing to eliminating microplastics in the ocean and everything along the way. You know, when you look at the brewing process in general, not to get too deep into the weeds of the brewing process, but there's a lot of wasted energy along the way. So when we kind of looked at where that energy is being wasted, we looked at technology not different than a hot water heater. So how can you preserve all the energy without losing as it goes through phases? So we designed a fully electric commercial brewery in the state that has one of the highest energy costs in the nation. And we took a big gamble on that, and it turns out our gamble was right. So by being 100% efficient with our energy, we're able to save in other places, and then, you know, double batching and a bunch of other brewing related process really helps us. So by the time we get solar power installed, we'll actually be a negative energy company. So we'll be outputting more energy than we'll be using. Yeah, so when we first started at Lanikai, we were trying to figure out, you know, where do you fit in the market and what was it? And Hawaii was a very small brewing market at that time. There's only a handful of brewers there. And one thing I love to do is travel and eat, but I want the local food and I want the local drinks. And in Hawaii, we have this amazing local cuisine, but at that time, there wasn't a lot of people utilizing some of the odd and esoteric ingredients that we have in Hawaii, from different berries and things, not just the usual suspects. People brew with pineapple and coconut, but we wanted to reach out and brew with different flowers and roots and twigs and herbs and any fruit that we could find. So we built our company around trying to be as authentic to Hawaii as we could possibly be by utilizing these local ingredients that we initially were foraging for. For about 40 to 50% of our ingredients were hand foraged. That's since changed, and now we have a network of 200 to 300 farmers and growers and harvesters that help us get those ingredients for us. A few years ago, we wanted to take that into another layer. So we actually started harvesting our own native Hawaiian yeast and brewing beers to make authentic Hawaiian wild ales. Hawaii's got 11 of the world's 13 ecosystems. So we decided, why don't we go try to capture yeast from the beach? How will that taste differently than yeast from the volcano? What does Maui yeast taste like compared to Lanai yeast? So we just traveled around the islands bioprospecting and capturing yeast to build this program. It took about 3 years to do it. It's really long and arduous, but you get these really unique flavors that you wouldn't find in traditional ales and lagers. And to us, that's an authentic taste of Hawaii. Yeah, so come visit us in the beautiful town of Kailua at Lanikai Brewing Company. Come make a beach day out of it. Go check out the beaches, support the local stores that are around here. Come and have some food and drink some beer here and see if you can taste authentic Hawaii in every beer that we make, because we make them all with love. So come on over, and we want to share our love with you.
Alright guys, so my first beer of the day here at Lanikai is Guava from the Lava. It's a 7% American Wild Ale. I'm going to be super honest with you guys. I've only ever had 3 American Wild Ales in my life. 2 of them were in Cali, and I think the other one I had was in Florida. I don't remember the name of the brewery. So I'm pretty excited for this. You don't get them too often, and you really don't get them here in Hawaii. So this comes in at a 7%. So let's just go ahead and dive into it. Oh, it's very aromatic, it's very flowery, very lush, very tropical. I'm not really getting too much guava on the nose, but it does smell just like fruit juice. So let's go ahead and dive into the taste. There we go. Okay, now the guava's making an appearance. I love guava. So actually my wife and I, we go to a bake shop down the street, and they make guava like pastries and danishes, and this is kind of what it reminds me of. And now, even though it's a 7%, it's super light, it's very refreshing. It's like 90 degrees outside right now in Kailua, or it's like 90 degrees right now in Kailua, and this is a really, really drinkable beer.
Alright guys, so for my first beer, I'm starting off with a crusher, most literally. This is the Lanikai Got Thrills Crush Pills Mamaki Slow Pour. It is 5.2%. It is a German style pills. I'm not quite sure what Mamaki means. I don't remember if Steve told us or not, but they have a German Pilsner in Hawaii, so I'm not complaining. It's pretty toasty today, so I'm ready for some refreshment. Cheers. Oh. Yeah, right off the nose, guys. Right off the nose, just bready, crackery, just sweet, 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 yummy breadiness. Guys, that's a beautifully made Pilsner. I don't know what else to tell you. The malt profile, I mean, it's German malt, so if you guys have had any German-style Pilsners that are well done, probably know what this tastes like. Just bready, slightly sweet. It's like a sweet white bread on your tongue. And then actually, with that nice, crisp, clean finish that this has, it also has a slightly floral presence, which is quite appropriate, seeing as we're on Oahu right now drinking beer. Man, it's hot today. It's very hot today. This is exactly what I needed. Cheers.
All right, guys, so my next beer up is going to be the Lanikai Forever Summer Pog, and it features lilikoi, orange, and guava. Pog is juice here in Hawaii. This is kind of what it resembles. So let's go ahead and get into it. Oh man. It comes in at a 5.3% and it is a Berliner Weisse. I mean, I'm not a huge sour guy. I'm not really getting too much bitterness. I'm not getting like that kind of tight feeling in my chest. So I'm not really puckering too much either. But it definitely is a sour. I'm getting those sour notes. I'm not really getting too much orange either, but I'm definitely getting that lilikoi and I'm definitely getting that guava. It's not too bad. Actually, I think it's pretty enjoyable.
Well, guys, you know I could not do a beer review unless I was reviewing an IPA, so here it is for you. This one is called Lanikai Moku Imperial IPA. It is 8.1%, and it's brewed with pakake flowers. I'm not quite sure what that is. Trey, you know what that is? They're a type of flower. They're native to the Big Islands. When we were talking to Steve and doing the interview, and he was talking about using local island ingredients, they source roots, they source flowers, they source fruits, they do everything. So pakake flowers is one of the things he found that he wanted to incorporate into a beer. 8.1% IPA. I guess we'll see how floral this is. Cheers. Whoa. Whoa. So for you hop heads out there, this is definitely your go-to. When it comes to IPAs, you know, we're pretty used to less bitterness nowadays and more juiciness. This is definitely a hop-forward beer. You get bitterness from start to finish. I'm guessing it's the pakake flowers that I'm getting towards the end. Basically, on the finish, you get like a nice resinous, slightly dank finish on your tongue, but it kind of finishes out with a nice floral flavor. I don't know how to say it. It's like, I don't know why I always compare floral. It's always got to be roses for some reason, but that's what it reminds me of. It's really good. It is really bitter. So I would say this is probably something I would finish with rather than start with. However, this is a really, really good beer.
All right, guys, so I've really been looking forward to this beer a lot, probably because I see it all the time on Instagram, and I see it at all of our local grocers here in Hawaii. And this is going to be the Lanikai Pillbox Porter. It's brewed with Hawaiian and Tahitian vanilla, arguably two of the best vanillas that you'll find on the planet, and that's actually from the owners themselves. So let's go ahead and get into the aroma. Oh my gosh. It almost smells like Nesquik chocolate milk. There is a little bit of coffee in there, but the vanilla is definitely the star of the show. Oh man, it smells so good. All right, let's go ahead and get into the taste. It is a 6.5% porter as well. But wow, this is a pretty light porter. I am getting notes of coffee. I'm getting like cold brew, Kona coffee. The owners here actually have property on the Big Island, so I'm pretty sure they're probably outsourcing a lot of their coffee from the Big Island here to Oahu, and that's really what I'm getting here on the palate. I am getting the vanilla as well. I love vanilla a lot, and I would say that is actually making a little bit more of an appearance than the chocolate is. But like I said earlier on, when you smell this, I don't know what it is. I'm just getting like Nesquik. You know, you remember the yellow bottle that you would have as a kid? That's what I'm getting on the nose, and the taste is really good as well.
All right, guys, so my next beer up is going to be part of their Wild Ale series here. This one comes straight out of a bottle. This is Hunatic. It is a wild ale soured with poha berries and Volcano 3 yeast. 6.9%. In case you're wondering, what is Volcano 3 yeast? I thought the same thing. Well, here at Lanikai, they source their yeast straight from the island for all their wild ales. Sounds pretty friggin' awesome. And also these berries, poha berries, never had them in my life before. Steve compared them to elderberries, which I have had a lot of, so it sounds really exciting, really fun. I love wild beers. Let's get into it. Cheers. Woo! This is very acidic on the nose. I can tell you right now, my stomach's gonna hate me. Woo! All right, here we go. I'm diving in, I promise. Let's do it. All right. Ooh. Yeah. Woo. All right. So, I'm going to be 100% honest. Not in my wheelhouse. This, you know, I've ventured into sour territory. I have found quite a few sours that I really enjoy. This is a wild ale. It's meant to be super funky, super tart. They've been basically training this yeast over several cycles to really get the flavor profile they want. If you're a sour fan, to be honest with you guys, when I went to Belgium and I was drinking lambics all day long, this would have fit right in and I would have been totally fine. I think honestly after several days of drinking non-stop alcohol, my body already hates me, and acidity is just like a catalyst. So if you guys remember those science experiments where you pour vinegar in with baking soda, like and the volcano explodes, Volcano 3, yeah, no, it totally makes sense. High acidity, but I will tell you the flavor profile, like acidity aside, flavor profile is really, really good. Those poha berries, right? Poha? Yeah, those poha berries, they do come through quite well. And it is delicious. I just think for me personally, especially with the level of beer I've been putting into my body the last few days, this level of acidity and tartness is just too much for me. But I would say if you're a fan of sours, one of the things I feel like has been lacking on the island this whole trip is a sour program, and they definitely got it going on here. This is super unique, really, really interesting stuff.
All right, guys, so my final beer of the day is Chi Hu. It is an American IPA, and it comes in at 5.9%. I will say, just looking at it, it looks pretty unfiltered and hazy. So I was asking Jeff right before we started shooting this, like, is this a hazy? Is this a West Coast? You know, it looks pretty hazy. I haven't really had too many American IPAs, so I'm really excited for this one. But it looks like a juice bomb, so let's see what it's got going on. Oh, yeah. Orange zest, pineapple, peach, papaya. Big tropical flavors. Wow. Oh, man. It just smells like juice. All right, let's go. Ooh. That's got a little bit of bitterness to it there on the end. But all around, it's a pretty solid beer. I'm getting a lot of papaya. I'm getting a lot of peach. And a tiny bit of pineapple. A very tiny bit of pineapple. But on the finish, I'm getting like a little bit of pininess. Oh, yeah. Ton of bitterness on the end. It's just like sticking a bunch of pineapple in the back of your mouth and just leaving it back there, like on the back of your tongue. It's just literally like sticking a whole bunch of pine in the back of your mouth. That's all I'm getting is bitter, piney, little bit of West Coast vibes, but not super West Coast, because it's got that unfiltered, hazy look. One thing about Hawaii too is the water is totally different from what you'll find on the mainland. And for this to be an IPA and pretty hazy, it's pretty interesting. So, but I like it, not too bad.
All right, so the next beer up is going to be a pale ale. This is called Lanikai Orange Tide. It is made with kaffir, lime leaf, and tangor. I know what lime leaf is, no idea what tangor is. Maybe leave it down in the comments below if you guys know what it is. I'm sure I'll probably find out by the time I leave today, so maybe I'll, I don't know, put a note down below somewhere for you guys. But I am all about the idea of all these native like fruits and flowers and all the unique sourcing of just adjuncts here. It gets me really excited. This is 6%, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. We're gonna go ahead and dig into this. So definitely like citrusy on the nose, a little bit of sweetness from the malts. Wow, wow. This is a really unique beer. Again, I don't know what tangor is, so I can't really describe that part to you, but what I am getting out of this is a solid, basically a solid pale ale base, but I'm getting that lime leaf in there. It's not like lime, you know, if you have like a beer with lime in it, like a Mexican lager with lime or blah, blah, blah with lime, it's a little different than lime leaf. Lime leaf still pulls a similar lime flavor out of it, but it also has like a very unique like botanical, earthy kind of vibe to it. And that's what I'm getting out of this. And it actually plays really well with the bitterness from the hops in this beer. When you drink it, you're like, oh yes, I'm drinking a pale ale. And then when you finish it, you're like, it's almost like all these flavors collide and just put you in perfect balance. Yeah, this is a really fun, unique beer. This is innovative, it's creative, it's unique, and I really enjoy it quite a bit. Well guys, it's time for the final beer of the day for me, and it's a beauty. This is called Route 70. It is a farmhouse saison at 7%. It is brewed with hibiscus flowers, given that great color, and Ohia Lehua honey. Hopefully I pronounced that right. If I didn't, sorry native Hawaiians, I suck. Let me know how to pronounce it correctly next time. But damn, that's beautiful. I love hibiscus in beer. I've brewed my own hibiscus beer myself back in the day. It attributes to this just beautiful color, and it's got a great flavor profile. I don't know, it's farmhouse saison. So hopefully it's not, you know, it shouldn't be as tart and sour as some of the other beers we've been having. So I'm excited to dig into it. Here we go. I need one more. Again, so guys, I didn't know what to expect here at Lanikai. To be honest with you, I thought since it was in a less popular area of the island that it would maybe be, you know, not as impressive or not as unique, I guess, you know, like maybe like small town brewery kind of feel. This is not small town. This beer is up there. I would say that I wouldn't be surprised if this makes it into a GABF competition and actually won a medal. It's quite delicious. Saisons are not super popular, at least in the United States. It's really cool seeing that on this island they're actually making saisons, but then to just incorporate hibiscus and honey in it is a whole nother level. The hibiscus flower is sweet, not overly sweet, but it just creates a beautiful floral aroma. It also assists with the mouthfeel a little bit. The acidity's light, but it's still there. Really, you're getting a nice funk from the natural yeast that they fermented with this. I would love to find out the yeast that they use with this, by the way, because I bet it's probably island yeast. super impressive beer. That honey, it's sweet, but it's not, I mean, it's a Saison. It's not meant to be a sweet, sweet beer, but you get like the nice flowery notes from the honey. Damn. This is artisanal beer at its finest. This is craft, guys. This is craft. I am all about this. Well done, guys.
All right, guys, so we got a chance to try the best of what Lanikai has to offer. We tried everything. Everything was amazing. But now it's time for us to let you know what our favorite beers were. So my favorite beer was the Orange Tide, and it just reminded me of everything that I love about beer, which is big citrus fruits, juiciness, you know, a little bit of dankness, tiny bit of dankness. It was just a really solid beer. You know, I feel so bad because I drive by this place at least 3 or 4 times a week, and I've never been. I literally live over here in Olamana Heights, and this is a really, really good beer. Everything about it was Hawaii. It's tropical, it's refreshing. It's like 95 degrees outside right now, and Jeff and I could run through these like crazy. And this is a really, really, really great experience. So for me, I had to go with this. It embodies everything that Hawaii is about, and I loved it.
Yeah, I would agree with Trey. That pale ale was pretty awesome. The lime leaf was a beautiful note that really like played really well with the bitterness, kind of balanced it out. Didn't hang on to your palate too much. And by the way, I had mentioned when I was doing the review of that beer, Tangor. So we actually ended up asking the people here what Tangor was. I feel pretty stupid.
Process of elimination.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
much.
literally a hybrid fruit, tangerine and orange. Tangor. Yeah. Who would have thought? Like, seriously. Jesus. I feel like an idiot. It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. It was delicious. That's all that matters, right?
Yep.
Well, I have been drinking for the last few days. I'm exhausted from drinking. I know that sounds crazy to say. I'm not done drinking because I don't believe in quitting. I ain't no quitter. But what I will tell you is that the sours here were fantastic. They are definitely a very welcome addition, in my opinion, to this island. And I would encourage a lot of the local breweries out here to start a sour program, because what they're doing here at Lanikai is very, very impressive. But what I will tell you is after a week-long beer trip of drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking, I'm tired and I want something that's just refreshing and cleanses my palate and makes me feel comfortable and happy and warm. And that's going to be the Get Thrills and Crush Pills. This Pilsner, from the second I tasted it, I knew it was probably going to be my favorite. It's just got nice, sweet, bready, crackery notes to it. It finishes crisp and clean. Trey was mentioning earlier, the water here is different than the water back home. I've always thought that. I don't know why, but every time I have beer from Hawaii, I'm like, there's something different. It's almost like their water's sweeter or something. I don't know how to explain it. But this is just a crushable Pilsner. Really, really good. And to be honest with you, on a hot day, there's nothing I want more than something like this. IPAs aside, I love me some IPAs, but damn, this is a winner and a half. So anyways, Trey and I are gonna finish our beers. We're gonna get a little food. Golden's passed out, he's already had too many. And we'll see you for the outro. All right, everybody, that's gonna do it here at Lanikai Brewing Company. We had a great time.
Huge thank you to Steve and the team. The tap room is beautiful. The brew house is stunning. We had an amazing time. The beers were outstanding. This is a really, really great place. It is a little bit further from town in Waikiki, so you'll have to make a little bit of a trek to get here, but I promise you, it's really worth it. The styles are very, very unique. This is a really, really awesome spot here on Oahu.
Yeah, guys, this is a way to finish out a brew tour. If you guys enjoyed this episode, give us a thumbs up. Share with your friends. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Leave us a note in the comments. Tell us how cute Golden is, because he is adorable, right? One day he will be a Let's Have Some Beer member. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Let's Have Some Beer. Cheers. It's summertime here in Southern California, and it is a hot one. So I have a bunch of hops in my freezer that I need to use up, and so today we're making a double dry hopped, double West Coast IPA. So if you're ready, stay tuned.